Real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Porch on the Success is My Religion podcast network. I'm here with the chosen one,
Yeah.
CJ, the chosen one, and then
Clap it up.
the success engineer is moi.
There you go. You don't get no. There you
J
go.
to the moi. Yeah,
It's a celebration.
it's a celebration. Yeah, we just had a celebration, right?
Yeah.
250 years in American. Uh, what is the anniversary of America?
Yeah. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it felt like just like
Another day.
every other 4th of July.
Just a little few more fireworks than normal. They was going crazy up north.
Oh, I know they had like a whole bunch. I was like, what was it? July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Like you could go places and see the fireworks display. I said, well, when did they start doing that? I thought we saved it for the 4th.
Nah, they was going all out. They was popping off all day.
Well, whatever industry falls into the fireworks industry, I'm sure that they're very happy with their results because I know just in my neighborhood alone, one house was at least $1,000,
Oh yeah,
at least.
and like I drove past one house that was in my husband or my cousin's cul-de-sac. They had a half the street was was full of popped off fireworks.
Crazy.
Then I turned the corner and go down the road, and they had like 20 people still outside, and a half a half of the road full of fireworks in the road.
Apparently, I decided I wanted to go to bed and block things out. So I think I went to bed around 11ish.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Apparently, I was told that they was popping until 3 o'clock. I was like, so my neighborhood should be quiet and people should be asleep, and unless I don't know.
And it was nobody. It was nobody on the road for like all morning because I got up and started Ubering early. And then I got done at around 8:30. I was out here in Olathe at 8:30,
Mm.
and it was like nobody on the road all the way from downtown to Olathe at 8:30. Usually it's people moving and
Oh yeah,
this is
yeah,
usually
yeah.
on a Sunday morning, but there was nobody the whole day, and the fog was like super thick this morning.
Oh, definitely.
Did you saw the fog this
Yeah,
morning?
I saw it creeping in, and I knew that we were supposed to have some type of storm. They said, "Oh yeah, all this fireworks going into the atmosphere, that's gonna help really bring it." And if it did storm, I didn't hear it because,
Yeah, it rained a
like I
little
said,
bit.
I tuned out the noise. Uh, I remember when I actually participated. The next day was not so much fun because you had to clean up all that stuff. If you were a
Mhm.
responsible adult, um, but
Usually people try to clean up a little bit of it, or like the big stuff the night of. That's what my aunt used to do.
yeah, I
Pick
think
all the
that's
big
what
stuff out.
happened.
Then like one time back in the day, after we got done with fireworks, all the kids got into the house and stuff. This dude gonna come down the whole street and what is it like? That wasn't 69, but College.
Oh,
They lived on 69th and College, but I think College went that no, 69th Street goes that way, the
hmm,
long ways all the way to 71.
yeah.
Yeah, so this dude was coming down the street shooting a gun in the or a pow pow, so we don't get get muted. Shooting a pow pow
Ping,
a-
ping.
at the street lights, like
Oh,
shooting the street lights out.
wow.
Like, wow, why do that? And he went down like the whole 69th Street.
Mm. Oh, I imagine that. Well, well, I'm sure he knows. If they trace those bullets, they're registered to you. You just damaging property.
I don't know back then if they had all of that technology. That was in shoot the 90s.
Oh no, he got away with that scot
Yeah.
free. They couldn't solve murders back then.
Yeah.
Now they can solve it within the instant.
Yeah,
There's
we got this
cameras
bullet,
everywhere.
it came down. Yeah.
That's why I don't
When I
participate in
came down.
I don't participate in New Year's Eve at all.
Yeah.
I need
I
my
tried to call Larry last night too. But he don't either. I mean, he just but to get serious, um, other people, I mean, there's people in our country that have been in our country from day one, right?
yeah,
Who have a different attachment to America, a different relationship with America,
yeah,
or the United States. We got to start saying United States because there's South America, Central America.
yeah.
We got to we got to start saying the U.S.
The main America.
Yeah, the U.S. That's only the main America because they they took it. They took the name. Just like
You see what we've been dealing with?
right. Because
Don't let it happen to you.
I talked to this Dutch dude. He's from the Netherlands,
Oh
and
yeah.
uh, he was like, he was trying to like calm me down or whatever. I was like, what did I ask him? He was, I said, are you religious? Are people over in the Netherlands religious? Like, do they have a religious affiliation? He was like, yeah, it's Christian, but most of us now are atheists. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And
That's the show and improve club right there. Like prove it. Oh, you can? Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So what he was explaining, he was like, we have free thought over there. Like nobody is trying to condition us or make us assimilate into one religion. So we get
Yeah.
to pick, and to an extent, we get to pick over here too.
Yeah.
But more a majority of people, if you say you atheist, like you get ostracized from any type of group. You know what I mean?
You've made a solid decision
Yeah,
not to go for the foolery.
yeah. But people hold you accountable even if they say they respect what you
Oh
believe
yeah,
in.
they try and challenge you
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a daily basis. Look what.
yeah. You didn't see God in this and whatever. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, that's a pretty much all white country, and they not Christians. And he was like, the younger people are they ain't going for that. Pretty much what he said.
Look
And
at
I,
their ancestors. This didn't work for them.
I just thought that
Not
was
us, buddy.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, the reason why I ain't religious is because of Christianity and the way they treated black people in the early days. And that's where he was like, oh well, this, that, this. I was like, you just don't know. It's still going on. Like we still have issues about it. I didn't go all the way into it because I didn't want to explain every little detail or whatever. I don't to my white friends, I do not explain. I don't catch you up and put you on history that you should
Mm-mm.
already know about. And I will give you the book that I got it from, and the author who is usually has a PhD in something.
It's very important.
So yeah, so yeah, I mean, I just chose not to do that for just my own, like, I'm not wasting my energy. I have well, I gotta need enough energy to get these students and kids through, to be successful. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather use my energy on that. And then, so everybody has their different relationship with, their country, inside of their country. And this goes back to when I posted that video about the guy, he was like, uh at the Super Bowl halftime show, he was like, all those people holding up their flags, and the black guy was like, I don't necessarily have that that same type of relationship with my country like they do. They
Mm,
represent. They're prideful. We're not as prideful as white people per se.
yeah, and that's understandable.
It should be understandable, but a lot of white people don't understand that part. Like, oh, you gotta
What do you
be,
mean you're not supporting us?
yeah. What do you mean? Like,
I'm
no,
not supporting you.
we don't necessarily.
I am an individual.
Yeah,
This is
and
not a
I'm a
team.
black individual, and I know the history of the United States. So, and the continued history of the United
It's not
States.
always great.
Yeah, it ain't never been great, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
yeah. Well, I'll continue to fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight.
It's crazy work.
Yeah, so it's been interesting having the World Cup here too.
I really, you know what? I really like it. I think, like, I don't know, is it every 4 years?
Hmm.
Okay, so let's see, 26, so that would make it 22. I think back in 22, even though I have played soccer, I've been a part of soccer teams, I don't think I was into soccer enough to sit down and watch it. I think I watched something else. But this year, lo and behold, I'm watching whole games. Unfortunately, if you blink or you get up and use the restroom, you will miss a goal.
Have you missed the goal
I
too?
missed a goal.
Man, I missed
I'm sitting there
two
like
of the three messy goals.
they were volleying and then they would kick it to the other side. I was like, all right, well, this is a good restroom break. And then I come back and they like celebrating. I'm like, what happened?
Then you we can get a drink and
Yeah.
another goal. Like what?
Like when and they don't do replay like all our
Nah.
American sports. They play it once
Eh,
and that's it.
That's it.
You gotta wait to the end to see what really happened. But it is amazing. I seen a goal yesterday. Um, I think Canada lost to
Hmm.
Morocco, and that dude kicked the ball. Um, the
Between the
defensive
dude's
man,
legs.
yeah, you saw
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. That was tough, and the goalie couldn't do anything. Like by the time he saw the ball, he was like, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, soccer is exciting.
At times. Like
We
this is exciting because it's really high level
yeah,
soccer.
high
Like
level
it
soccer.
ain't it ain't like the MLS. Like
I mean, I support Sporting KC, and I definitely support our Kansas City women's team. I've actually watched a couple of games. They've scored a lot. There is some talent on that team, and I guess they're trying to go through a bill to add more to it, like
yeah,
1.4 billion or one. That sounds extremely a lot. Maybe it's a million. It's 1 point something.
it has to be a billion because a million ain't gonna do nothing to that stadium.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do to expand it. They've been building apartments
Yeah.
around that
It's
joint
crazy. That stuff is crazy to how much apartments that they be building like for lease for
for lease.
$2,000 plus. And then I know people in New York, if y'all in New York are one of the people that
Yo,
have higher
yo,
the what is it, cost of living that
man,
we tripping over here about 2,000.
you guys paid like 2,500 for like 460 square feet. Like you don't even got no room. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll visit New York. I don't think
Right,
I don't think
right.
I'm a live there. And I was making conversation with somebody, and I said, man, if I and I can't afford it. I just don't want to be strapped for cash. But if I could afford like $2,000 in rent, I want some stuff to be included in it. Like maybe the gas bill, maybe the light bill, maybe the water bill. Something I don't
I
have
better
to.
have all the amenities ever. Like I need a a balcony to the pool, like overlooking the pool. I need a I need a full weight room that's open 24/7.
Man, that's
Like
nice. Cause I will cancel my membership. Sorry, Planet
yeah,
Fitness.
right, you know what I mean? And that's what they usually have at these different spots. And then like they eat, play, live. Like there's one out in Lenexa
He
that
play live.
like they got apartments and then they got restaurants that's close to the apartments and like it's all right there. You can at least go to walk to something.
Yeah, that makes me nervous. Those restaurants
Mm,
at the bottom.
right.
Me, me and Dane was talking about that. I said, man, what if they have a kitchen fire? Oh, my renter's insurance don't cover that. Granted, it's very convenient, but it'd be my luck that I move into a building and the restaurants are not what I want to eat.
Right.
So I'm just passing them.
There's some uh, people have told me about not getting into the high rise lofts
Hmm.
to buy one
Yeah.
because like you can't update the building. Like it takes so much to update the building. Like
Oh,
there's one on Warnell and Meyer right
I
there on
know
that
exactly
corner.
what you're talking about. The
Yeah.
glass blue building.
Yeah, like
That thing has been so many things.
it has, but but they can't like there's a whole bunch of condos in there and they can't upgrade the outside because it costs too much money to do all of that. And they don't have it in in their HOAs.
No.
Um so yeah, I think we we have talked enough though to but that's some of the things that you gotta think about, especially, like, when you, in the program that I got if you save $100,000 in the 5 years, and once you get out that 5 years, you're gonna be living with your parents, and you're gonna be thinking about places to move. Do you wanna do a house? Do you wanna do a condo? You gotta do a house. If you do a house, like, you gotta understand, like, all of the different maintenance stuff
Yeah.
and be on top of that. That's why I say like you can get a two-bedroom apartment down at the plaza for 150, 200, 250, you know, and
Easy.
with 25,000 down and you got 75,000 left to do whatever you need to do to, you know,
And
like
it got some good amenities.
and it's right down in the plaza, like where you would want to be
Hmm.
at 22 to 25 years old.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I mean?
power and light,
Power and Light, they got
Westport.
apartments down there. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got, rooftop, pools and stuff, and,
that's
like, that's exactly where you wanna be. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm setting y'all up for for the kill, like, just to be because, what I see is, like, all these white kids, no disrespect, but all these white kids, they living the life. Like they got a decent job.
balling.
You know what I mean? They in these they bought their apartment or they living in a nice apartment. Like I was living, my first apartment was had mice and stuff like eating through the walls and but it was a nice apartment, but
It
it
was
wasn't it didn't
it
have
was the area.
amenities.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was the area because my first apartment was like a townhome, like 119th and Schweitzer, and the only thing, and I'm still the same person. The only thing I'm excited about is having my own washer and dryer. That's all I care about. Everything else, I'll go out and figure it out. But having your own washer and dryer is peak,
Yeah.
and a lot of
I got some pants stolen because I didn't have my own washer and dryer.
oh, see
Stole my jeans.
that's what I'm worried about. And then you go to a laundromat and you see people that you know look like they Uber at 3 in the morning, Uber Eats. They just didn't care about what they wanted to look like outside.
And and to be honest, all of that stuff is time consuming.
It is.
Um like going to the laundromat is time consuming unless you are spending that time doing something productive. Like I used to go to the laundromat and read at the same time, like one a success book or something on my phone, but you still couldn't really focus because it's people with kids running around. Like you gotta make sure you get get the right dryer,
Yeah,
you know. But
it's crazy. Back in the day when I was young, we didn't have a washer and dryer, so we had to go. We went to this laundromat on Swope Parkway. I remember it. I think It was Chinese owned because I always saw like this Chinese lady. She would always go around with this little laundry basket, and change out the stuff. And they had a little TV. They had like a little sitting area, and that's where I would be. Because what am I gonna do? I'm a kid. I don't know what's going on. So I watch whatever was on the TV, and I don't know. We'd be there about 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a long time.
A long time. Well, that as a child, you don't think that, but as an adult, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm about to go get something to eat."
Yeah, I'm about to it's hard to just sit there.
Yeah, but for the stuff that I've worked hard to get, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna watch my stuff
Yeah.
because I've heard too many stories of my friends be like, "Yeah," and these are in apartment complexes where you share laundry and stuff, and people just
Mhm.
pull your stuff out, throw it on the ground, put their stuff.
Yeah.
Why would it? Why are you being disrespectful to other
Why you
people's
being
stuff?
disrespectful? I know.
Now I gotta
Why you gonna
rewash
steal
my
my
stuff.
jeans?
Yeah, why are you
See?
stealing people's jeans? Now you in the club. Well, it looks like my joints right there. Come here, let me holler at you. But anyway,
Yeah.
on to more a
Yeah.
serious subject.
I mean, it is kind of serious though, so because uh the more disadvantaged you are, the more time you spend on stuff that
You get
rich,
exposed.
wealthy people, or not even rich or wealthy, but successful people don't spend time on laundry like that. Like, I'm not spending no time on laundry because it's not a high priority on the list that's going to move the needle of my life, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna figure out a way to limit the time that I put forth on that. And we talk about focus all the time. The focus, it takes a lot to focus on being successful.
Yeah,
Like, it's not just going to happen by happenstance and you not having a goal or anything like that, but you have to really focus on things and you gotta start, uh, those different tasks. I pay my mom to do the meal preps. Like, I need meal prep. Like, I'm not sitting here and and cooking for at 4 hours, 5 hours, or whatever on the weekend to meal prep. Like, I don't find enjoyment in that. If I found enjoyment in that, maybe I would, but I don't
yeah,
find enjoyment, and it's not gonna move the needle. It's me focusing on what I need to do in those 4 or 5 hours that I could be doing something else and have somebody else do it for me.
yeah.
And if my mom don't wanna do it, like, I'll find somebody else to do it or buy one of those little plans or whatever.
That's just what I was about to say.
But
All
that
those.
but that's easy. I could just pop that in the microwave, and I know I'm going to be nourished enough to and I get to pick them. Like, I can just
Yeah,
go in there and pick which ones I want.
and it's not gonna be unhealthy for
Exactly,
you.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
and I think that's it. There's a lot of advantages because I'm only saying this because, but I think all this convenience popped up during COVID when you had to stay home. Like there was days I would wake up on my days off because my body is programmed to wake up at a certain time, and I would just look at the street, no cars. Where I lived, there was always somebody jogging or doing something, walking their dog. There was no action at all. Like my first and only experience of something of that nature. Now I kind of understand, the older generation talking about what was it, rations?
The depression?
The depression, yeah, where you would cook some and then save the juice and use it for something else. I used to think that was crazy. But of course, technology and how we've upgraded, we didn't have to do any of that. We just birthed Uber Eats and you know, people that are
We
willing
let
to,
random people
yeah.
handle our food.
There's so many videos I see of people delivering stuff and half their stuff is gone.
Gone, yeah.
So I personally just rather just get up and go get mine
Yeah, so that's
so I
that's
can eat it
another
on the way
thing.
home.
Convenient, they're charging you for convenience, and like I said before, they are conditioning you to be a consumer and to take your money So the convenience of Uber when you've been doing it since you was 13 years old,
Oh,
the convenience of Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever when you've been doing it since you was 13 years old,
DoorDash is
and
crazy.
by the time you 21, 25 years old, you've been doing this. Now it's a habit for
It's a
you.
budget.
It's
It's a budget.
yeah, you got to put it in your budget now, and that's why now I go into my story about this 22-year-old, this insurance agency, or he has his own agency, I guess, and
Congratulations.
he was hiring for one of the sales position or something, and he was like, this 22-year-old girl came in and applied for it, and he was interviewing her, and he was like, first of all, she expected $80,000 right off the bat.
Whoa, high expectations.
Right, and then he said that like she didn't have any sales training. She didn't. I mean, she graduated from college, and she said she worked at a health club and in the kids section, like she was a the kids club manager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that don't have anything to do with insurance sales.
It's not gonna help you.
And you expected $80,000. I was like, I asked him, I was like, well, what were you offering for that position? He was like $40,000. I was like, dang, that's
Half,
double what she wanted. Double what?
half. But you gotta. I think that people overlook the way to get in. That is your foot in the door. I've noticed a lot of people,
A lot of young
especially
people.
especially in my industry, that'll start somewhere, and if they don't feel like they can climb the ladder fast enough, then they're constantly looking.
Yeah, going to another job. This job gonna pay me instead of $17 an hour. This gonna pay me 21.
Yeah,
I heard
and
this dude talking about that. I was like,
$4 extra means you got to do $4 extra more stuff you might not like.
and you might not like the person people you work with. Like you might have a cush job getting paid $17 an hour, and you like it. Like you okay going there every day, and you change to something that's $21, $22 an hour, and then you don't like the boss. You thought you
Mm-mm.
was gonna like them, but they didn't. You didn't
You
like them when they got there.
you're just looking at the money figure.
Yep,
Um, and
and that's it's more to life than that.
it is because I live life as long as I can take care of my bills, and I assess my bills on a daily basis. I write them down, I add it up, and I see what I can cut out. And I'm not always successful in those challenges, but on paper, I'd be like, "Dang, I'm doing this, this, and this." But it's all worth it, and for me, it's worth it because I'm not a Starbucks guy. I don't need Starbucks every day. My job has coffee machines, Keurigs. I'll pretend it's Starbucks. Uh, we got vending machines. I'm on these energy drinks so much that I went to Costco's and just bought a whole pack. This is my last can, and then I'm done with energy drinks. We're gonna go back to water and teas. But
Yeah, so this girl, she wanted $80,000 to start. She didn't have no sales experience.
it's crazy.
He said that he has a aptitude test for salespeople that he likes to give new applicants and to see if they have the aptitude in sales, right?
Yeah.
Or what their strengths are. So he said he emailed her that and like she didn't fill it out. Like and he was waiting and waiting and waiting, never filled it out. Then he went on a guy's like night out with some of his friends or whatever, and they went to Hooters. He went to Hooters with some of his guy friends, and they sit down, and lo and behold, that their waitress is
80 grand
that
lady.
huh?
The 80 grand lady was
Yeah,
there.
yeah. She was a server. She was their server. He said she didn't make eye contact with
Oh no.
him, and he she said he said she put on glasses when she went back, try to uh
She's Clark Kent
change her
now.
look up or something. And he finally like just said something. I don't know what he said. It wasn't a big part of the conversation,
Wow.
uh, but that's what people are. And my guess is that this girl is not super disadvantaged. You know what I mean? They come from a super disadvantaged background,
No.
and this is how they're acting in the workplace. So somebody that comes from a disadvantaged background, like there's opportunity for you to get into places if you didn't do the same thing as this girl. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'll be trying to get them to understand. Like, oh, you think it's all Skittles and rainbows and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you think
I
it's
do
all
know
Skittles
what
and
you
rainbows
mean.
because, you wanna act just like the people that come from privilege and stuff, and I'm
No.
like, "You can't act like that. You gotta still act like this is a good opportunity. You gotta act professional. You gotta do all of these things because that's gonna take you a long way." They're gonna be like, "Dang, where'd you come from?" And then that's gonna give the people that come from your same background another, like, a good like a thumbs up, like, dang, these people
Yeah.
they coming in, they filling out the stuff, they ready to work, they ready to do the things, but you know, there's still some discrimination and stuff go out there,
Yeah.
but you're gonna find the right spot if you got the right credentials and stuff like that. But like young
Yeah.
people, y'all gotta
You gotta
y'all
get your
gotta
foot in the door.
and and it's not your fault. That's why I'm doing this podcast and stuff is because like I can't fully put the blame on you because nobody is out here trying to tell y'all and teach y'all about these different things, these professionalism. Even if they did teach you, they're not forcing you to be like this is exactly what you need to do or not even exact this is what you need to do to be successful and forcing you to do it on a regular basis
Yeah.
like an adult should do a kid, right? But we're not doing that. Our schools are being lax with our different the different standards. We got to hold the standards and stuff. So
Yeah.
if since we don't have a standard, um, you are just going out there into the real world and you're not living up to the standard of professionalism.
No.
And you gotta hold that standard to yourself. Like, I didn't have anybody really telling me about like, I knew because I played sports, like, you come in, you do what you're supposed to do, like, you do it right, you get in, you get out, and that was the start of my professionalism.
Yeah.
You go to practice, if you mess up, you run, like,
But
there's no
it spreads
consequences.
out. What you learned in sports, you can apply anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what you need a base to apply anywhere. So um that's all I got. You
Yeah,
just
that
need a base.
yeah, the foundation is what we're talking about. The foundation of success is doing these little things, but if your high school or the job that you're working right now is like, "Oh, it's okay, like, you can call in when you want and do all like that," you know what I mean? Because or you're taking it yourself and saying, "Oh, like, I called in too many times, I'm not even gonna go in, and I'm just gonna find another job," and that other job doesn't even, because they need somebody at that entry level position,
Oh
they're
yeah.
not gonna, like, look at your reference and call them because you're a low level employee. We not we not trying to, waste time on that. We just need somebody to fill this slot because as a manager, I don't wanna do it.
Exactly.
That's exactly
You
what it
don't want to
is.
do it.
I don't wanna do, retail merchandising and all of that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to, just tell you this is what you need to do and get paid my money and go home to my family.
I personally like being able to do that. Or, you know, it's good to know it. Now I know that there's a lot of managers that manage and don't know what they're doing. They just tell you what to do and hopefully you can do it correctly. But it's always good to, you know, be on there. Like if I have to wash a car, I'm be able to wash a car. If I need to take somebody, I know what not to talk to with the customer, which is basically political stuff, and
Politics.
politics and all that other stuff. And we can have a a silent car ride. The radio's gonna be playing. That's one good thing. I need
Yeah.
some chatter.
Yeah, I put the radio my radio is really on low, so
Yeah,
if people wanna talk, they can talk and don't have to yell over the radio.
yeah.
But, that goes into our actual topic, I think.
Mhm.
You getting participation trophies. Like
Yeah.
we didn't have participation trophies back in the day too much. Like
Mm-mm.
maybe there was like a good tournament that everybody got a trophy and um and but that was when we were super young. It wasn't in high school. High school, I didn't. There's no participation trophy. You either
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
first, second, or third. And the translation of that for me, it was like our education is so watered down. And the reason why I'm doing this podcast is because it's so watered down that the diploma is just a participation trophy.
It is
Even
now.
the degree from a college or university is a participation trophy. Even a certification at a trade school is a participation trophy. If you The only way it's not a participation trophy is if you actually put in the work so you gain some skills that you can move on to the next step with. So if that 22-year-old doesn't have the conscious ability to understand the atmosphere that she's applying for, she just wants to get the money. She got a participation trophy all throughout. Whether she got good grades or not, she was getting. They was just moving her on and not.
Come on through.
Yeah, because they wasn't holding a standard. They wasn't enforcing the standard, and a lot of our schools are doing that, and because we got so many either bad kids or we got so many good kids that we can give them some leeway or whatever. But like with all my students, I kind of knew where their levels were
Mm-hmm.
as far as like where they needed to grow at.
Yeah.
Like I have a good ability of like saying, "Hey, like let's try this or this because I understand that you got this well taken care of and everybody celebrates you for this part. Let's go ahead and work on some more advanced stuff so that we can get you really fully prepared and on the advantage side of when you leave and go into the real world. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Or we can just celebrate you for the the regular stuff that yeah,
Congratulations.
exactly. But
I'm not prepared.
I was always pushing my students to do a little bit more, be a little bit more um uh, uh attentive or um what's the word that I'm thinking of? Attention to detail. Like
Mm.
uh,
Yes.
that attention to detail is one of the main things that is going missing because a lot of students from our community they want to be they want to own their own business or whatever. You
That's
got to
dope.
have attention to detail. And what I want to say about those your business, anybody can ship a product.
I do it.
Anybody can ship a product. Not many people can build a whole business where they pay people before they pay themselves
Mm-hmm.
and build a bigger business. Not many of us are doing that. If we were doing that, we wouldn't be hollering about having jobs and stuff like that.
No.
You know what I mean? So we're we're just being solopreneurs. Like my new business venture or whatever. Like
Amazing.
but that's a solo project. Like there's there's no way for I mean, unless it gets super big. I
Yeah.
mean, and I got a whole bunch of orders in there. I even saw a dude online, he was like, "Yeah, we try to have some people come in and we try to train them on how to do it," and he was like, "It didn't work. We just had to do it ourselves." You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
I would love to learn how to do that.
yeah, well, I could teach you. I mean,
You know,
yeah, I got
he'll
another gun too. It's coming in the mail. Uh, or pow pow.
yeah,
it's called a
pow,
gun, but
tough
it's
Tufton gun.
yeah.
I mean,
Dang,
tough.
you just gave away my yeah. I'm a roll that out after I get my or after I do my cousin's daughter's rug.
Oh yeah, that's an outlet for you. Cause a lot.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was gonna present it to the world after I was done with that
Oh,
rug.
they don't listen to me. That's all
Yeah,
right.
and they don't listen to none of
They listen to you.
No, but they ain't listening to this podcast because 'cause I'll
Oh,
be seeing the numbers.
oh wow. Way to
We
go.
gotta get it out there, though.
Way to go.
We
Well,
have more since I've been posting and stuff.
yeah, you've been doing a real good job.
Yeah. So,
We out there, people.
attention to detail is one way we can work. And this podcast is for all of y'all that are in your growth mindset. You have to have a growth mindset to really take in this stuff because sometimes I feel like that I am and I feel like sometimes I get into teach mode and it's not I don't really give myself because I'm not interacting with whoever I'm talking to, but
Yeah.
one of the things that I had to you just got to notice stuff. And if I sound boring or if we are boring or
Mm-mm.
whatever, if it ain't entertaining, then
Mm.
you ain't listening to it. But
America, don't you dare. Don't you dare call us boring. We're multifaceted people.
multifaceted.
We hit you with, life, our lives, and then we hit you with a wonderful subject that's going to benefit you if you listen. It's levels to this. And we're going to hit you with all the flavors.
Yeah,
Whatever seasoning you like, we'll get it for you.
it's right across the street at the World Market,
Yeah,
World Fresh Market.
it's an amazing place.
So
But
yeah, it's. I mean,
I was really excited about this subject
go ahead, give me.
because for a long time I've been against participation trophies, ribbons, anything that just lets you slide and doesn't teach you a lesson. And I'll go back to, if you have this throughout your adolescent life, and I'm not saying that it's bad that people teach you that it's okay to lose as long as you give it your best. Now, if you're not doing anything to give it your best and you just there to show up just to receive your grade, that's a problem for me. You don't I don't want to be the brains of the project and then four other people just get get whatever I get off of what I did. And that's happened to me before because I actually took the subject pretty seriously, and I'm talking about computers. We had a chance to make a program to do robots and make the robots do all kinds of stuff, and I was digging it.
At
I
your
was
high school?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
at the high school. We had to get on computers, so I really excelled at that because it was something that was a challenge and it was actually interesting. Um, but these younger generations, and I'll say, since I'm 45, we'll say 40 and below, uh, is affected with this participation stuff. And I see it in adults. If something doesn't go their way, then they'll just quit, or they'll quit on their team. That's not that's not good. If I'm on your team, you're getting cussed out.
Right.
Because I don't want to lose. I'm out there trying to do my best. I'm giving full effort, even
Yeah.
if it's for fun. I'm trying to do it. I'm all about competition,
Yeah.
and
Like we can have friendly competition
yeah,
and I can still lose.
yeah. But I'm gonna
Um,
learn if I
yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
Oh, I made this. I made a bad play. I won't do it again. But I don't know if I'm going to repeat that play or not. It's just the circumstances. What I'm saying is basically this was a an outlet that everybody got to, feel like they did winning type things, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm a fan of you winning or losing. And if you lose, what are you going to do about it when it's presented to you again? Are you going to double your effort? Are you going to try and be better the next time? Or are you just going to be like, well, I got my trophy, so
You
I
never
guess I'll
really
go
lose,
home?
you learn. You
Yeah.
lose, you don't lose, you learn. If you're not learning, like that's what the growth mindset is. You have to come back and apply what you've learned from the loss. So that's why I have the I won't lose, you won't lose, we won't lose.
You're not losing.
Yeah, but we have a respect for losing that we understand that it is a part of the process that we're just not good enough yet. So we got to
Yeah.
make some adjustments. If you don't make the adjustments and you just think that you're supposed to win, which is what's
Mm-mm.
happening in the world, is that you just think you're supposed to get $80,000 right
That
off the rip
that
with
does
no
not.
experience. I don't know. I ain't never had a job pay me $80,000.
I hope to have one, but I hope that the job that I get the 80 grand that I'm a part of and actually control.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I got paid 61 at the high school.
Yeah.
That was after 7 years of working there too. Like I didn't eh, the only people that got paid.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like no, like you think you gonna get paid 80,000? 80,000. That's taking care of everything. You know what I mean?
Word up. If
But I guarantee you what she was spending her money on was Ubers, DoorDash, and a apartment out of her range, her budget.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
well, you know what? In her defense, if that's the case, and she came up with a number that would make her be comfortable enough for all those things to come together, then kudos to you. But you overshot it
well, your
because you did.
skills don't match
Yeah, yeah,
the
that's why
number
I
that
said
you
she
want.
she overshot it because she didn't have anything to bring. She couldn't just come into the door and be like, I can do this, this, and this. No, we got to train you.
Yeah.
So therefore, cut it in half, get your foot in the door, and then maybe in a year, depending on your development or
And
how
your sales, like
yeah
if
how
you
you
bring a whole bunch of sales to the place, like they
you gonna hit
you
80
got
real
you get
fast.
what happens is you get leverage.
Yeah,
So whether I don't know if it's commissions or what, but like if I bring if I double your sales from last year to this year and I'm the only one and I can show you the numbers,
you
I can
can't.
come to my boss and be like, "Hey, we're gonna have to restructure this little contract that we got this
Yeah,
negotiation because then you can actually see the numbers that you're bringing in. You can see how much money you're bringing in that company or organization, and then that's the leverage that you need. That's why you getting your foot in the door is a
that's a good
that's a
thing.
strategy.
That's a
Yeah,
strategy.
but you're not just gonna jump from it's probably people there already working there and you got to know how much they getting paid and usually, and this is a part of the matrix too. We don't like to talk about our salaries
Yeah,
with amongst each other
we want to keep it a secret because
because that gives the management the upper hand, the leverage.
yeah,
That gives the management the leverage because they could be not paying you enough and you doing more of the work, and then this other person comes in and get paid more than you. You know what I mean? Like
it's all about the structure of your contract.
I mean, it's still kind of taboo to talk about your salary in the workplace, but like I started talking about it once I figured that out. I was like, shoot, I make 61 here. How much do you make? Oh, I'm like, we don't even do the same job. You a teacher. Like, I can go look it up online anyway. So whatever.
that's that's another advantage that we have. If you want to gatekeep, we just go look it up.
Yeah. Especially teachers.
You're supposed to make this, and you're not making it.
Yeah.
You're way up here. Your pay is down here.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So like any one of your teachers, that's a government entity. So like they got the salary scales online.
Mm.
Or not the salary scale, but the actual salary for each person. Like I can go in there, look my name up and see what my like 2024 salary was.
I hate to do this, but I did not know that being a teacher was a government entity.
All right. Yeah, it's part of government. They get government funds.
Huh. But you know what? I'm telling you right now, even if nobody's watching, I learn a lot from this podcast. And this man right here, and I'm gonna repeat this every chance I get. I know that you can't read. You can't write. Don't be picky. If
Don't
you
be
can't
if you
if you
can't
can't
read, all right.
you can't do those things, don't be trying to be like, I want 80, I want this. You better learn those elementary skills. I ain't even mad that you guys don't do cursive. As long as your writing is legible and you can actually form words.
Man, the writing is terrible.
I
So let
believe
me
it.
tell you.
I definitely
But
believe it.
the problem I have is not that they can't do this stuff. It's that once they realize they need to do this stuff, they won't do it. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying. It like if I tell you, hey, you probably need to work on like your handwriting, like, oh, they didn't teach me that.
I knew
Okay.
it. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
I got the
It's always
person.
somebody else's fault.
That's what I'm saying. That's the bad thing about it. It's not that, hey, this might help me. Somebody's telling me something that it actually can teach me.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm teaching you at a because I had this conversation. I was like, dude, you need to work on your handwriting. Like you was looking real. Well, they didn't teach me. Well, you need to work on it now. So, do you want me to teach you that? And there's a conversation that has to be had if you want to learn. If you don't want to learn, you're just gonna cut it off there. Like, oh, I don't need it. I have talk to text. You
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they're using the technology to cover up what they don't have, and if you do that in sports, if you try to cover up the skills that you don't have, it's always gonna come out when it's crunch time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And somebody's gonna find you as a fraud. Like
Yeah. Somebody's
you
gonna
ain't really
expose
supposed to
you.
be in the NBA. So you gonna get exposed out here.
we, we was talking about the NBA yesterday, but the talk to text or the speaks to text, that really comes in handy. Now I will never be upset with that technology because
No, it's not the technology. It's the, hey, if I need you to fill out this application in hand by hand,
well, that's not gonna
and
help you.
it's not gonna help you. But I'm just saying, when I had the conversation with the student, I was like, "Dude, you need to work on your handwriting because I can't read this," or it was like just real elementary type,
Oh,
and it was I was like, because we had to fill out all our stuff by hand at
yeah.
some point in time, and I was like, "You need to work on this," and he was like, "Oh, well, I don't need to do it." You know what I mean? Like that was his attitude type, and I was like, well, you might
Bad
need to do it, and
attitude.
then they don't know the difference between a signature and their name. They would just write their initials on for their signature, and I'm like, no, you probably or just their first name for their signature.
Oh, I'm guilty of putting my initials on stuff I'm
Well,
supposed to sign.
that's fine, but
I
but what
just
they
did it
did
for the
was
lease.
it was their first name. They would write their full name where it says name and student ID number, but then when it came to signature, it was just their first name. I was like, Who's Chris? I could just put my name Johnson down or Taylor down. Like we don't know who that is.
You are the reason why fraud is still existing.
Exactly. I was like, come on now.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Anyways, we didn't talk too much. We done talked the whole hour. What else you got on your mind? Because what the participation trophies? Like, let's go through these pros and cons.
yeah.
I pulled them up on Google, and whether participation trophies are good or bad largely depends on how they are framed. They are great for building self-esteem, encouraging physical activity, and serving as mementos for time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
However, critics argue they can remove the incentive to win, create
Yeah.
a false sense of achievement,
Mm-hmm.
and fail to teach children how to handle failure. So,
Failed.
yes,
Failed.
um, and I had a lot of students that, they had A's all through high school, and they got into a dual credit class and that was harder than high school, and they couldn't handle it because they was just used to, "Oh, I'll just do the work last minute." I was like, "No, you can't do this." Like, every
Mm-mm.
every
It's a
semester I would
different level.
Yeah, it's a different level. The broader debate and varying perspectives on their impact center on these core areas. So the pros is positive reinforcement. They reward good behaviors and showing up, committing to a team, and putting in effort. Which is this? These are all fine for the little kids,
Yeah.
but when you get to young teens
I
and
I
young
say
adult,
I say middle school.
middle school, yeah, all right, yeah, 10 years old. At 10 years old, you should be like at first, second, third place, right?
Yeah.
Encouraging continued participation. So that's cool, but if your parents, this is what I would do with my kid. Like, if you choose to do something, like, I'm not gonna force you to do whatever, but you have to choose something to do in this season so you can get the experience. And once you choose what you want to do in this season, you got to stick it out through the whole season,
Yeah.
especially when you're younger. And when a little kid, like, if you want to play t-ball, hey, I'm gonna play t-ball. No, you got to finish the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So Uncle CJ could be at the games.
and then they prevent kids from developing a "what's the point" attitude, which is especially important given the high dropout rate of youth sports.
Damn.
Yeah, so parents aren't forcing their kids to stick through because, and then it goes to that, uh, the winning, the
Yeah.
incentive to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to help your team out in some way. Like, you don't wanna be the weak link in a team. Like, I was a weak link in my baseball team, but, like, I held my own, but, like, I wasn't a great baseball player. Like, I couldn't hit.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I had I started playing during fast pitch, like, we was
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
they was pitching, like, 60 miles an hour already.
Golly.
That's how
Okay.
old we was. Um, Inclusivity and well-being. They reduce the pressure of on winning, creating a positive, inclusive environment that prioritize personal growth and mental health. That mental health is, questionable type, man. We are focusing too much on mental health is a lot of emotion,
Yeah.
and, like, I drove one of my friend's kids to the airport, and I was just talking to her, and she was like, she just turned 21, and she was like, "I don't know if I wanna go into architecture or nursing," and she was like, "I feel like this, and I don't know this." So I was like, "And I feel like it's gonna be like that," and I was like, "You gotta pick one."
Yeah.
Like, if it's gonna be like, I started breaking it down logically. I in my head, I didn't I try to be respectful of people that don't necessarily want my advice or whatever, but in my head, I'm thinking, like, if it's gonna take you 4 years to do one thing or 4 years to do the next thing, or like if there's no time difference, now it's just a choice.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think you wanna do? And then in that choice, you have to follow through with it. Don't just be wavering like, "Oh, this doesn't feel right," because it's not gonna feel right all the way through the process. And it's not supposed to be easy either
It's
by
not.
any means, and it's
No.
not gonna be easy either way, but that's where reverse engineering comes in. What is the outcome for which direction you wanna go? For either one of those directions, this is what I would coach this kid on, is that, um, do you want architecture, what does that look like when you're done? And what job are you gonna get? How much are you gonna get paid? Where are you gonna be able to live? What are you gonna be able
Hundreds,
to do?
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Not necessarily. Right off the bat, no.
No, no, not right off the bat. But I'm
But
saying that the end all, once you
but
establish yourself, yeah, the
but
sky's the
but
limit.
that's more work afterward. I'm just talking about at the end result, where am I gonna be after I graduate? After I graduate, this is what it looks like, the market at this time.
Oh,
You
okay.
see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
I misunderstood that. I
yeah,
fed
I
right to
mean,
the beginning.
we wanna look at the long-term dreams and stuff if you can go out that far, but, like, just for this period, like, which one of these, am I gonna choose? Because, the nursing outcome, do I wanna be in a like, we gotta look at the logical things. This is what a nurse works in, this is the environment, these are the hours, these are you know, like, I'm not dressing up, and if I wanted to be dressy, like, you could probably dress up a little bit as a architect,
Oh yeah,
or you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or, like, you'll get to go to different events and stuff, and nurses probably ain't doing nothing like that, you know what I mean? They
Mm-mm.
helping people, they might have a building event or something like that for or a floor event or whatever, but it ain't nothing big, super big like that. So you gotta look at those things in the reverse engineering process, but ultimately you gotta choose one and go with it. And another thing that Dutch guy, from the guy from the Netherlands said, like, because I started life coaching him at the end,
Mm.
of our ride, because he was like, "I don't know what I should do," and he was like, he wanted to start his own business or work for this company, and I was like, well, you're young, you might as well do both so you could get the experience working in the company, and you can look at the people that own the company and you can model what and talk to them directly. You have a direct line of communication. He was like, "But I feel like I need to," that word again, feel. I feel like I need to focus on just one thing at a time or whatever, and I was like, "You can't do that." Like,
Oh,
you
this is multitasking season
well, life being an adult is a multitask,
every day.
you know what I mean? So, I explained to him, I was like, "Dude, like, you go in here, work for these people or work with these people," because he started getting into his feelings about what I was saying. I was like, "You go work for these people and you look at them and you watch them and you see what they do on a regular basis, and you can model what they're doing in your own business as you figure out what business that you wanna do and how you wanna run it and where you wanna be, and you figure out all these things along the way." But it goes back to being young. They don't wanna put in the time, so he's gonna
Mhm.
be putting in 40 to 60 hours at this one job, but you have to put in another 20 at this, at your business on the side.
Yeah,
He wants to put all the in one or the other, and I was like, You're gonna be better off
as
doing both at the same time, but just at a smaller level on the business side because it's not paying your bills."
no, but in development, you will eventually have that, and then
Transition out.
you can transition out. You can fade away, and then you can jump into your business. And I think that the structure that we have has been lost because everything you said made sense. If I was a young person, I was like, oh, Well, I want to do construction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and get into a company, learn everything I need to learn, but and I'm gonna say
While
this to
you
say
getting
this
paid.
while I'm getting paid. That's the key. You have to get paid. Now you can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't have any money behind it, you have all the skills in the world. That ain't gonna pay your bills. I would take advantage of being a part of a we'll say practice.
Just an organization
But
company.
just the organization, pay attention, see the different levels that you can be at, the structure, who does what, why they do it. Figure out if you can build yourself up to be a dominant thing in a particular role. Now, when you dominate that in a company, it should transfer to your company. I'm really good at this. I'll take over this in my company and build up. That doesn't mean that you stop learning at A. You have to still continue to learn at A because you don't know everything. That's the one thing that's wrong with the world is everybody seems
We
to think
know
they know
it. You're
everything.
right.
But technology has gassed you up to say that you know everything because you can Google it.
Hmm. But you can't Google measurements. Like if you
You
don't know how
you
to
definitely can't.
if you don't know how to measure something or know the length of something or transfer it from centimeters to inches
I
to
just
tra-
I just had a spaz out moment last week. Looking at something eye naked, and I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna fit."
and it fits.
Got my tape measure, taped it out, went to the
Yeah.
other spot. Oh, this will work. It'll just be a little snug. Still fits.
Yeah. And I don't know if that Dutch dude is gonna take my advice by any means, but he did. He was like, "You should." It's like they call them mentors over it. Like they have people in their school system that do what I do. He was like, "You would be perfect for that." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but I didn't want to do all the paperwork and stuff that had to go with what at least my role here in the
Oh,
United States."
there's
But
a way you can expand and be abroad.
I know, but I don't. We ain't trying to work for nobody for real either, are we? No. So we might as well build our little mentor
I
thing
mean,
right here.
me personally, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it either,
But
but
my leisure time. This is our leisure time,
yeah,
so we're having fun doing it. Now I'll be straightforward at my job, but this leisure time, yeah, if we have things that we want to accomplish, this is a structured deal. But
yeah.
we're
So
not we're not googling
and
anything.
it's not that I don't want to work for like I could go work in a school. It doesn't matter to me, but if I'm at the point in my life where if it's not directly affecting what I see that they need,
Hmm.
I don't want to do it. I need to do the what they need, and they don't have what we're giving right here. They don't
No,
do that. They don't do that at the school. And to be honest, all the most of the teachers they don't have the skills in their wheelhouse to be able to teach what I can teach. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they're not fully well rounded as I am. Like I didn't go into teaching. Like I don't have a degree in education or anything like that. So I don't have that one track mind.
no,
They do. And then they don't do what different things outside. There's a few teachers that do stuff outside that they bring that experience in, but not the majority. Majority of teachers, I mean, and they come from different environments too.
yeah,
So they don't even know what they need to teach the students. The most important thing for any teacher, if you watching this, or anybody in education, whether you come from their environment or not, the students that you teach, you can hold a standard in your classroom, in your building, in your whatever, so that translates into success. Holding
exactly.
a standard, this is how we do it, and if you don't do it, you get what you get. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing is that teachers aren't holding the standard
Mm-mm.
and they're given a leeway because oh they had a bad day or they come from a difficult environment or this and that, and that's causing what we see today with the like you giving them a participation trophy. You're just
Yeah.
moving them along and you're not teaching them the fundamentals. The fundamentals don't have a race, gender or creed. You know what I
No,
mean?
no.
Like fundamentals, like show up on time. You get marked tardy. It doesn't matter. If you get so many tardies, you get put into uh truancy court or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's usually what it was, but I'm still baffled about this.
Anyways, let's go to the cons of participation trophies.
You want me to
Uh,
read that?
Go ahead.
All right. Well,
You
the
need it bigger?
cons.
Or,
No, I'm
okay.
fine. The cons are diminished significance. Handing out awards for just showing up can devalue the significance of the award earned through the true achievement. This is basically what I was saying. It devalues you, so you don't try as hard because you know at the end, whether you win or lose, you're gonna get a reward. That's not how you work in the real world. That's how you work in a structured thing where you don't have any bills that are determined with your name on it and you can get cut off and then not have lights.
Well, and let's take it away from just bills. Like the company or organization that you work for, like you have to be good at what you do. You can't just be like the jobs that you're working now in high school and college or
Yeah.
whatever at the fast food restaurant or whatever. You may not need that attention to detail, but people are making or losing money based off of your attention to detail depending on what company you work for. So if that lady comes in, even if she's making $40,000 and she's not attention to detail and she's losing clients for this person,
Oh, you're
like
out of there.
you you you
You're out of there,
it's
buddy.
just attention to detail and you don't think anything matters. Everything matters. That's why keep saying like don't disrespect the high school, like the school that you go to. Like you have to learn something from that so you can move on to the next step. Whether they teach you a lot or teach you a little, they got to teach you something. Whether they teach you what is good or teach you what is not good to do, you got to learn something. You
You
got to
do.
learn from the negative and the positive, especially if you go to a negative school. So
Oh,
when you move on, you can have something, you know. I mean, a negative school is somebody or a school that is unorganized or have, a low ACT average. Like
yeah.
we're not holding a high standard for the whole school and by whatever means, and it's not just an individual entity that is to blame for that. It's a culmination of multiple things
Hmm.
that
Everybody's on the same program.
yeah. So if your parents ain't on the same program, they want you to just pass through. They ain't checking for your grades. If your parents ain't checking for your grades, the teacher ain't checking for your grades, the principal definitely ain't checking for your grades. You ain't checking for your grades. Like
That's mad crazy.
and you go through 4 years at a 1.0 GPA and nobody been checking for your grades. Nobody been telling you that like this is important. And to be honest, your freshman year is your most important year in high school. If you get all F's your freshman year, you are in a you are in
You
a
are in a
deficit.
downward spiral.
No, you are already in the dirt. Like you 6 feet under. That's what I'm
Whoa,
saying.
whoa, whoa.
Yes, yes. It's
Well, I'll say now.
no, no. GPA wise, if we're looking at GPA, like it is hard to get you ain't gonna get a 4.0. That's already out the window.
No.
A 3.0 is almost out the window too. So basically you could get all A's for the rest of your time and only get a 2.0 to 2.5. That's how crucial it is. You can't just mess around your freshman year.
Well,
But on the other hand, if you did what you were supposed to in your freshman year, get all A's, right?
mm,
And you happen to you see what I'm saying? So so it if you happen to mess around your next 3 years, like your GPA ain't gonna go too far down unless you get like all Fs for the next 2 years. But like if you did like 2.5 ish, you had a C's, B's, and
Yeah,
a couple of F's or something like that.
yeah,
You
that's
still have a decent you have a 2.0 GPA, and you could bring that up.
yeah.
But D's and F's your freshman year, that is a death sentence. You are not getting into a good school by the time your freshman or your senior year.
I definitely agree because I lived it. So
And we can look at we can do a GPA calculator. There's a GPA calculator we can put in. If I had a 1.0 GPA and I wanted to get it to a 3.5 by my senior year, we can calculate that too.
yeah, I didn't take anything serious to my senior year. I was trying to graduate. Let me read this
Yeah,
other one.
yeah.
The inability to cope with failure. So experiencing and learning from losing is a important life lesson that can be lost if every effort is rewarded. Again, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
You have to have some sort of disappointment in life. And I'm gonna go as far as to say for myself as an individual, even though I know how the movie is gonna end, I root for the bad guys. Because if you actually really think about it, the bad guys are the ones that are putting strategic stuff together. They have a whole plan. Does it fail? Usually because the good guy has all this purpose that he comes in and he does what he does. But I always root for the villain because I know that nobody's rooting for them. And I know that the villain has a purpose. It's just like in life. There's positive and negative. The villain is going to be positive. But I mean, did I say the villain's going to be positive? I'm sorry. Negative. The hero is the positive because you want to cheer for him. But he doesn't get to become the hero if there's no villain. Now you guys think about that. Um, the lack of incentive. That's what I'm saying. When everyone is guaranteed a prize, it can remove the motivation to work hard and improve. Let me repeat that again. When everybody is guaranteed a prize, it can remove the motivation to work hard and improve. It can devalue you wanting to achieve more. It can devalue you wanting to be better than you were on the last outcome because you're going to get a prize.
And there is a place for rewards in in life, right? So we reward ourselves for doing the hard work. But if you always received an award for a- any type of work you put in, you
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what the hard work is, and that's where we go into delayed gratification and instant gratification. If you have that delayed gratification, like a delayed gratification is Kobe Bryant didn't win a championship for 7 years. LeBron didn't win a championship 5, 7 years, whatever. But LeBron didn't win a championship for 7 years. Jordan didn't win a championship for 7 years. They had accomplishments in there, but the
Mm-hmm.
ultimate goal, they understood the ultimate goal was to win a championship. You don't get enshrined as the greatest of all time um, without getting a championship. Like you can have all the accolades and all-star appearances and everything like that, but that ultimate goal, you got to understand the ultimate goal, and you got to understand that just because you was the MVP of the league for that season, the regular season,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't win the championship or your team wasn't good enough to win the championship, so it's not that you didn't do good, it's still a team sport.
It is.
And even though this is an individual process, we have to put our own milestones in there to entice ourselves to work hard, to get those things. So there's things that we put in the distance to say, here, this is what I want, and now I'm gonna work to do this thing to make the money or whatever it is
Yeah,
that we want to get to this reward.
I like
So we
that.
got to build that into your success plan. But this negates that because you think that you just gonna get the ultimate. You think you gonna get the championship without without the growth.
No,
You don't grow when you get a participation trophy. You're
absolutely not.
and that's what I'm saying with the diplomas, degrees, the certifications. They're just handing them out these days, like because they want numbers and they got to get funding and this and that. That oh yeah, we want we want little Johnny to pass, or we're not going to hold you to a higher standard because you got good grades. So we need to focus on these bad kids or whatever. So whatever you're doing up there is fine because you already got good grades. Now we need to be progressing even more because especially if we come from a disadvantaged background, there's other stuff that we have to focus on that is going to help us in our success journey
Mm-hmm.
because like growing up without a father like that we don't know how that affects us at a young age, but as I went through, I see the different areas that like I'm not as assertive as I should be in some areas.
Oh
i
yeah,
i
yeah.
I counteract that with like I get over that with my assertiveness being from sports. Like
Yeah.
I developed that from sports, but some of the other areas, I don't I don't have that. Or like just in general, just being guided and having somebody behind me that is a dog, like
Yeah,
like
pushing you.
yeah, pushing you, yeah, that
I
type of
want
stuff.
you to be great.
Yeah, we want you to be great, and we're gonna push you. So that's what I like. That's what I gravitated to with my different coaches and stuff. If you was
Mm-hmm.
a good coach, like I'm gonna listen to what you got to say, or if you get upset that I didn't do what I was supposed to or whatever, like I'm gonna listen because I understand that you know more and want and know that am capable of more. So yeah, the
I
you got to
think
develop the own incentives for yourself, and
I,
I
I,
can help you do that.
I really think that's the main incentive that we're not pressing people. We're not. When I was growing up, there was all kinds of songs that we had to recite, like Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. There's no songs about the children being the future and encouragement. While I was watching my free fireworks display, um, I think it was a song by Gorilla. These kids couldn't have been more than 5. They recited the whole cuss words and all, cuss words and all, like just loud.
Mhm.
The adults that I did see said nothing. Now, transfer back to the 80s when I was born. You couldn't curse. Even if you cursed under your breath, someone of an
We're gonna
adult
chop you in
descent
the throat.
would say, What did you say?" I didn't hear.
Like, and
That's that's
that's
just the difference from me growing up to what is accepted and allowed now. Like I know I know that I would probably be a very stern parent if I was a parent, simply because that's how I grew up. I want you to be structured. I want anybody that's associated with me to be able to not struggle and be able to be successful. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to try and help you, but that's the worst case scenario. And I think that those acquisitions or those aspirations have went far away, because now I feel like if someone is the matriarch of the family, passed away, the rest of the people in the family do not know what to do. They haven't been under the learning tree. They don't know what to do. And then everything is done on the fly. And I know this is probably off the subject, but how you're structured in your family is basically how you become a structured person in your adulthood. And there was no participation in trophies or rewards or anything. You either lost or you won. When you lose, you're supposed to get a lesson from that and want to be better. It's not supposed to deter you to say, I want to quit altogether. That's what I think the world is lacking. There's more quitting people because it becomes difficult than there used to be. And I don't
Yeah,
know
we
when
got
it
we gotta
started.
we gotta change that in you is what we're trying to say,
Yes.
because we're talking to a specific group, and even though y'all haven't been listening, or because I look at this, it's people our age that are listening to our podcast. Maybe we need to start talking to the parents. Well, if you're a parent listening to this, we need to make sure and I tell this to people all the time. Now, you need to parent more than ever. Like,
Yeah,
not helicopter parent, but like healthy parenting. Like, understanding what's going on in the world, what influences your child, how to counteract that stuff. So when we're looking at the development of a child, and I mean, I'm going to be going to parents and asking them if I could life coach their kids, but um this is a part of the process. Like, you can't just let your kid, you gotta hold a standard at the home too. Like I mentioned
exactly.
before, it's if the kid ain't don't care about their grades, the parents don't care about their grades, the teacher don't care about the grades, the administration don't care about their grades until they ready to graduate, then that's a
Unfortunately,
problem.
that was
You know
me.
what I mean?
That was me.
Like, what am I gonna do now? I'm about to graduate. Nah, you can't graduate now. But they're
Yes.
just pushing them through with these. They ain't night classes no more. They just online classes that they can do in like a day.
What?
Yeah, that's what edgenuity is what they call it.
Man, when I had night
Credit
school,
recovery. Credit recovery.
night school was just like regular school. You had a whole quarter or semester to do what you need to do. And granted, I'll be the first one to admit I did not do what I was supposed to do. In my head, I paid for a service. So therefore, just give me the minimum and I'll be on my way. Which was, and we had a whole
What do you mean paid for a service? You
I
thought?
pay I paid for night school.
Oh, you paid for night
Yeah.
schools. Okay.
I don't know
Mm.
how it works now since you can do everything in one day. But in night school, you paid a certain amount, uh, and yes, you could fail. It wasn't nothing easy, but the days that I did go to night school because I was
You paid for it and then you didn't even go?
I no I was all about my girlfriend at the time who
Oh,
lived
man.
around the corner. Yeah. It's crazy the things that I think about and I'm like, I would not do that now. But nonetheless, I would have fun. But the night school was like it was for everybody. So it wasn't just people from your school. It was people from like you had to
Different
go to a
schools.
certain school for certain classes. I just happened to pick the classes that was at my school. So nights of night school, I could either go home because I think they start at 6 or 7.
And understand this, so not doing what you're supposed to do from the get-go causes you to lose out on the time that 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 you want it to be for free anyway, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it
That
also
was
costs money.
that was the sacrifice of money and time. The 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 real time was like after school, like night school was after school, like you you had to figure out how to get there and all of that stuff too, huh?
Well, I caught the bus, so it
Yeah,
was
but
all good.
whatever. But those are the consequences of inaction, and then the consequences of inaction at a higher level is that, like, you're not focusing on the growth, and when somebody comes around and tells you, "Hey, you should do this or you should do that," and I wasn't necessarily, and these are it wasn't like I was just going around telling students what they are lacking in. It was students that I had developed a relationship with.
Yeah,
It was like, all right, like I see, like I know you now. I see what you really want to do, and I see um the areas where you're lacking in, so that we can move forward and help you achieve your ultimate goal. To help you achieve your ultimate goal, we can look at these different things and work on these specific things before you even leave here, so that you're not
you're not behind.
behind.
We don't want you to be behind. We want you to,
We want you to have fun.
yeah.
Winning is fun. Championships are fun.
It's
Like
amazing.
winning championships is fun. Like that's why the participation trophy is ruining your life. If they're just letting you participate in whatever capacity, it could be in good capacity or a negative capacity. You could be getting good grades or bad grades.
Mm.
Um, if they're not forcing you to grow, is the most important thing. Is like, if they're not forcing you to work hard, if they're not challenging you to be better, to do better, to fix your mistakes, to understand your loss, understand where you didn't have where you didn't have the right skills or abilities or whatever, understand your shortcomings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're not in a place that's doing that, even if you are um, a employee now, or you just working or whatever, if you're not in a place, they I can tell you right now, they not they not trying to develop you into
Absolutely not.
a champion. They just want you to work in that job, so they don't have to do it, you
You
know?
it, and I'll say this to say this. They want you to be in a position to help them win a championship. You won't touch the trophy.
No.
You might not even know when the trophy is on.
Comes out. Yeah, we got
You know,
this award over here. Mole got this word.
yeah. When was the award ceremony? Ah, you wasn't
Yeah,
invited.
it was a gala. We dressed it
Uh,
up, and it
yeah,
was
you
only people that was management and owners.
collared shirts is what you
Yeah.
need. Not a Nike shirt like me. But
Or them dusty LeBrons that's under the table.
wow. But nonetheless, nonetheless, you most more likely you will be a part of a championship team. But what we're trying to get this podcast is trying to get you to understand is once you are trained and you're used to a certain way, you're not going to know when you're losing.
Yeah,
And that
that's
is
where
very,
we are
very
right
bad.
now.
Very, very bad.
The
And
poor people don't know they losing.
all
The
they
distant
know,
planets don't know they losing. Am I tripping or not?
no, you're not tripping. You sitting down. Um, we want you to be a part of your championship. So I applaud people that have the ambition and want to run their own business, but I also applaud people that take advantage of said business, get their foot in the door, learn the ups and downs. Because running a business, you're gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be setbacks. But if you are already in an organization of what you want to do, and then you do everything you're supposed to do in the company, and you build yourself up to actually be an owner, and you may even get a chance to aspire to be close to the owner. Well, you can veto that and just be the owner. yeah, it's gonna be competition between you and your old comrades and everything. But in retrospect, if that happens, then the people that you've associated with at your job are going to be rooting for you to be successful, because you're not going to be taking any business from them. You are trying to establish a new, like an exit plan. Like, there's so many different fast food places. They're all in competition, but each individual one has a specific structure that they go by, and that's what you learn. And then if you want to run your own franchise, then you can. Sometimes you can even branch out, and they'll give you a franchise.
And what I think to add on to that is that everything can be used to your advantage. You can innovate processes,
Mm-hmm.
the process of whatever that job you have, it matters.
It does.
Don't take it for granted. Don't just be going through the motions while you're working at that job. Like, you can use those skills that you're doing at that job for your next job, or like I was telling the Dutch dude, in your business, you can model what you want in your business. You don't have that skill set yet, and what unfortunately happens is that just like with the black quarterback syndrome, um, you throwing yourself into your business without taking the time to develop into the person that you need to be the founder, to be the owner over time. And once you start seeing some success, which what black quarterbacks get, they get success early.
Mm-hmm.
Um, eh, you don't think you have anything to work on because you gotta. It's not a participation trophy. You did do the work, but
Yeah.
then people make adjustments, and now you have to overcome those adjustments. You have to grow through it. You have to develop in another way. But if you already went to the Super Bowl and you think you're gonna go back because you got the same team and you did real well and you was the MVP of everything, like, you still got to develop. And if you don't have people in your corner saying that, hey, we need to work on this because in the future teams are going to be it's a chess match.
It
It
is.
ain't checkers.
No.
You got to be working on this because the teams are going to evolve and shut this part down.
Yeah.
Because most black quarterbacks are running quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Run first, pass second, mostly. They're starting to be more pass first or quarterbacks, but
Yeah, they're developing
they're
them to do it.
developing, but it took too long. Like the good quarterbacks that had potential to be, they stopped the development because they just knew how to run, and they was bigger than the linebackers, so they could outrun them and run them over sometimes if they needed
Ooh.
to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that I'm just referring to Cam Newton. Like I thought Cam Newton was it, boy.
He
Um,
was. He
and
was
then
a breath of fresh air.
it was, but then, he had the success early, and then
Mm-hmm.
he fell off because he needed to develop into throwing into these windows and stuff like that, but they didn't whoever was coaching him didn't have him in, didn't have that forethought,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm the MVP of the season, like, I ain't got nothing nothing and that's where having the good grades without the the push for growth
Yeah.
comes into effect. And I'm just trying to hit at all the spots, and we can't hit all of the things, but those are some big things that we see.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, yeah, like, I'm just trying to tell you what you need to know. It may not be entertaining. Are you not entertained? Uh
This is Sparta.
This yeah, that wasn't the movie.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, but hey, if you want to work, if you want to develop yourself, and you see that you can learn some things from us, join our school, the Work Hard Movement at school.com. Yeah. And it'll be in the description right here below. But
Indeed.
we got to get you out there, and you're gonna get some more content from us and me, especially because I need to do this. I got a whole list of stuff. I keep on
Mm,
saying it. I need
We
to
have
stop saying it and do the work.
we have many shows down the pipeline for Mr. Mike
Right.
here.
Yeah. So you're gonna be getting a big dose of me.
Yes, and you need it. It's a
We all need
daily.
it. I'm just trying to give them stuff that I didn't have growing up. Like, I developed this myself. I had a rare personality type that, like, I'm always observant, but, like, combining with the different skills that I developed, in the different things that I've done,
Mm-hmm.
like, especially basketball. Basketball is one of the number one things that has helped me develop myself into the awareness that I have for success, right?
Yeah.
And the connection that I have to basketball is that, like, all of this stuff is practice. From what I know and what I've been through and worked and all these last 20 something odd years after high school, has been, practice. It's practice, making adjustments, for what I ultimately want and wanna do in life, and that's basically what it is for everybody else. Whether that scale is, your long-term goal, or we're looking in shorter terms as just getting to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to the next step is, a graduating high school. What did we put in there to help us grow individually and self growth or self improvement in that time period, because we got to start thinking on those terms. If you want to be successful in a quicker fashion, we got to start doing it ourselves. We can't wait for outside entities to come in and force the uh the discipline on us.
No,
And
you
we
don't
can't
want
have
that anyway.
discipline. Yeah, we can't have discipline after the fact. Usually the stuff that's forced discipline is after the fact. We want discipline before the fact, because discipline after the fact is that you're already in a negative. Discipline before is practice.
Mm-hmm.
Structured practice. High school is structured practice. Um, College is a little bit more individualized and a little bit more specialized practice, because you're picking what you want to do. So if you don't know that ultimate goal, and we're not looking long term at dreams and stuff like that, we're
Mm-hmm.
looking at this segment of time. What are we going to get out of it? We have to sit down and look at that and say, "Hey, I want this architecture degree."
Mm-hmm.
And then because I want to go into architecture or I want to go into nursing. How do we get you to develop into that person, or start developing into that person that is going to be an architect or be a nurse or be a doctor or dentist or accountant? We need you we need you to start developing. And then you got to shut out all of the outside noise. Like, I guarantee that girl that was applying for that insurance job, like, she got a degree from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and whether she did work or not, she had a friend or somebody in there, her bubble, that was watching her do what she was doing, and she got a certain amount of success or whatever, and you think you can act the same way. You don't, you can't.
No.
She's on a whole different success journey. And whether you want that success or not, you got to do it. I ain't following nobody's else's journey. If I would have followed people's journey, I wouldn't have all the skills that I need. If I would have just listened to the coaches, or like, for me, nobody really even said anything about me doing all the things I did in college.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good, like, because nobody knew. Nobody really knew, because I handled my business in all of the different aspects,
Mm-hmm.
or all the different arenas that I was in. I handled business and there was no drop off in effort, and there was no drop off in attendance and just the fundamentals. I was there when I was supposed to be there. I wasn't there when I wasn't supposed to be there. I was at another place when you know what I mean? Like, but I didn't call in.
No,
I had injuries. I didn't necessarily get sick or anything like that, but like I didn't call in on a regular basis. Like if I signed up to be and do something, I was there.
exactly.
So if you sign up to do something, we need you to do it. And you didn't
Please,
necessarily sign up to be in high school, but you're in high school and
it's
you're
a part
supposed
of
to be there, so we need you to go do it.
that's a part of your life,
It is a part of the process.
and you will take something away from your high school experience, and hopefully it's very positive. Down the line, it will impact your life as an adult. I am a very valid student of that. I did not have a successful high school career, but I did graduate. And I'll say that your mindset heavily involves how much you apply yourself to certain things. And I don't think my mindset was what it is now. But I can't repeat high school. I'm 45, so even if I could, I don't think I would.
All we can do is make adjustments now. Like
Yeah, we adapt.
we can acknowledge what we're lacking and go from there.
But it is definitely out there for you to achieve anything you want to achieve, but you have to apply yourself. And you can't apply yourself anticipating just because you showed up that you're going to get a reward. That was the whole purpose of this
You're
podcast.
right.
So, in the real world, when you're an adult past 18 and something doesn't go your way, that is your lesson to figure out A, if it presents itself again, what am I going to do different so I can be successful? Or B, well, that's just too hard and then you can quit. We don't want you to do B at all. We want you to be A's all the way because A's are passing. A's show you that you are committed to things that you need to be committed to. And the more people that you have on your side or in your corner pushing you or at least telling you do this, try this, the better off you'll be because then you can have your hands in different arenas and be multifaceted like Mr. Taylor over here. I won't say myself. Um, but Mr. Taylor is very faceted in multiple things. So when he says stuff, I know A, he's experienced it or went through it and he's developed a winning mindset or a solution to help him win to be successful. And that's what we want you to do. We want to pass on our willingness to fail to succeed because sometimes you have to fail to succeed. Success is not guaranteed. Success is something that you learn and then you can culminate a winning culture for yourself. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. So, what they need to do be.
Well, I hope that you want to be all the way up, but if you're not, more for me. If you don't want to be committed to excellence, I'm going to be committed to excellence. See my brake dust, um, or brake lights, or whatever. I'll see you in the rearview mirror. The time for people to latch on and coexist is is very prominent. There's a lot of people that just want to ride the success wave. It's okay if you want to, but try and be the most individualist person that you can be. And I know I said that wrong, and I apologize. But being an individual as well as being a cohesive unit will take you further than you think it will. And that's all I have to say about that.
Look, give me my theme music.
beat that charge. My hands up above the restricted area, he OC, that's a charge. They leasing, they renting, my shit paid for, what they charge ain't enough for you to